Hey YouTube, I'm going to be walking you through what I've done with my Raven. As you've seen in a few videos past, I think the past two videos have been briefly about the Raven here. So I've been working pretty much all day, it's Saturday, on this and a few other things, but mostly this. And so the circuitry's pretty much all done, if you can see here. Let me get this light out of the way so there's not too much glare. Um, so I'll walk you through the circuitry a little bit. We've got the two motors here. Of course, one for the top flywheel, one for the bottom flywheel. And I removed the four resistors that were here between the two motors because there's no need for them. They just lower the voltage. They kick the voltage down a little bit. Got rid of them, ran my own braided copper wire between the two motors, soldered two new leads on, although this lead is only hot glued. The negative lead is only hot glued on right now, but that's okay. I'll solder it after. This positive lead is on firmly. And then I ran this positive lead to a cap here. That's so it's spliced in with this lead right here, which is part of the my 9-volt battery casing or battery holder, and I can plug a 9-volt in here in a second. Then the lead from that 9-volt casing or holder runs here to the kind of the stock area where it's spliced in with a wire from this switch I have, this toggle on-off switch, and its two electrodes are here and here. And they're screw-based electrodes, so you screw it, you tighten the screw to clamp on the copper wire so it's connected to this metal here. And then the last thing I need to do is take this red wire and to complete the circuit, connect it to the second electrode here on the switch. And let me show you what the switch looks like on the outside. I think it looks pretty nice. Here's the switch in the stock. It's this metal piece here. And as you can see, I ripped out all the AA stuff for the AA batteries, and then put this 9-volt holder. I'm going to probably glue it down here, and so 9-volt will fit right there. It'll be 9 volts for the motors to run. Now, the thing with this switch is it's currently in the off position. It's just a toggle switch. I can flip it easily like that. So the thing with the switch is it kind of prevents me from using my truss fire batteries, which are 3.7 volts each, which was a total of 14.8 volts, I think. And so I didn't want to have that much voltage running when I have this switched blaster, because then I have this, it's constantly going, for the whole 18 rounds, it's going to be on, as opposed to revving it up with the rev up kind of button. And so that's a lot of voltage to run through these kind of weak motors, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go with the 9, and that's still a bump up from 4 1.5 volt AA batteries. That's still a significant bump up. Plus with 14.8 volts from 4 truss fires, that's also going to be really loud. So I think the 9 volts is going to be a good balance between noise, power, accuracy, because the faster they go, a little bit, it's kind of a bell curve, and as you get faster and faster and faster after a certain point, they're just going to lose accuracy. It's not going to be good. So this is what it's going to, it's going to look completely stock. The battery casing will still cover this, and I'll even have space. This is a very cool part. I'll have space to store an extra 9-volt right next to it, and I'll contract some Velcro looking contraption there to hold it in. But this, I can just plug the 9-volt in right there. Very easy. I've already tried it, and the circuit does work. I just haven't tried it when it's in the blaster. So I'm just going to finish up the circuit here, and I'll show you that. And then the next thing I wanted to talk about a little bit is, and this, sorry for the kind of the mess back here. This is not actually the normal station where I'm working at. This, I can kind of give you a little tour here. This is one of my workbenches. It's pretty freaking messy. But this is the longest one I have, so I kind of spread stuff out here. This is kind of where I keep random stuff that I'm not doing over here, to the right of where I was before. Got my band saw. Got a few Panthers here. Hand cannon, coupler hand cannon, coupler big bad bow in the back there. Moving across here. There's my dinner. And then this is where I've been working on my Raven mostly. Let me turn off this kind of bright light. This is mostly where I've been working on my Raven on this bench with my table saw. I haven't used my table saw on the Raven, but this is where I've been working. As you can see, the other side of the shell. I got my solder here. Got a 3K tank, or a 3K tank, but not an AirTech 3000 tank, a Supermax 3000 tank. The turret here that I'm putting in a hunter shell, but I'll talk more about that later. And then the third or fourth, I guess, really bench where I'm working at is not the hood of this car, contrary to what it looks like. The hood of this car is just where I'm storing some crap right now. For some reason, there's a balloon on the end of my polyester. I don't know, that's weird. But I've got a stock long shot here, a Proton, big bad bow, very nice, couplered minimized, plunger tube replaced, night finder. I need to increase the draw though. The draw is pretty terrible. It's even worse than stock. Stock crossbow, of course. And I was actually able to pick up a second stock crossbow. If you saw the thread on Nerf Haven, I picked that up from what's his name, Lasagna 87, I think. And then this is kind of my crap workbench. Stuff with where all my crap goes. Now, there's not a lot on there now. I mean, there is a lot on there, but nothing like super important or noticeable. So I'm not going to be over there too much. But I did want to talk not about my, not so much anymore about my Raven, because that's going to be done. I probably won't be making too many more videos on that. But this blaster actually is a very cool blaster. So I bought a few blasters from Noodleownz on Nerf Haven, and this was one of them. It's an RSCB'd bow and arrow. And so I've had bow and arrows in the past, and I haven't done too much with them, but I've always loved the idea that they have such a huge plunger tube and such a cool shell, such a cool looking shell. And so this one was RSCB'd, and I decided to pick it up along with a bunch of other guns, and you've seen a few of them over here. Like two big bad bows, 3 of these actually. This one's modified in 2 stock. A stock night finder, that modded night finder that you saw, a Busby Hunter, an SM3K, not an SM, an SM3K. So yeah, so I was messing around with this. I don't have too much CPVC anymore because I don't use it, but this happened to be CPVC RSCB'd, so I whipped out my polyester tubing, and because this is actually going to be a barrel for my next mod, which is actually a contract for the triple shot. This is a inbox triple shot, the red version, which is pretty cool because it's air zone, not lantern. So cool beans. But this is my polyester barrel for that. One of my polyester, one of the 4. And I decided to just kind of mess around with how it works. And I'm going to collect up a few darts and shoot it a little bit for you. So the clip overall holds about 5 of my 1.5-inch long pink foam darts. Gold tip there. They're pretty nice darts actually. I like them a lot. They're not my slugs that you saw in the dart making video. Kind of out of slugs. Don't really want to use them anymore. Not too safe. But here's a foot long polyester barrel. It's sanded down for kind of that misty effect. I think it looks pretty cool. It's nested for inlines. If I can pull it out. It's nested for inlines, but I'm not going to pursue that too much. As you can see there, and obviously this part isn't sanded. But so this is a foot of polyester, 1/2 inch of course. Let me try to jam this down a little bit more. And it fits in CPVC couplers perfectly, and it has a little bit of a looser fit than CPVC in general, which is perfect for me because CPVC was just a tad too tight for me for my pink foam darts, and I never really liked working with CPVC anyways. So this works perfectly for me. Polyester is my new barrel material for spring guns, thick wall or medium wall PTG for air guns. But it's a perfect fit, slides perfectly over. That's the 5th dart right there, halfway out of the coupler. And I had a little trouble with the barrel being a little kind of top heavy and too long. I would never use this long of a barrel with this blaster, but it's fun to mess around with. I'm going to shoot off the 5 shots at the door there. Yeah, and the last one didn't even come out of the barrel because it's such a long barrel. And I probably didn't draw it all the way back far enough. But the first 4 were pretty hard, actually. And so that's why I kind of like this blaster. I'm going to get a scrap piece of polyester to actually make it a legit barrel. So I really like that. It's cool. It's fun to use. Pretty terrible accuracy, but awesome power. Awesome power. And I like that it's a great rate of fire with the RCB. So good job, Noodleownz. Thanks for this gun. Great price. Very happy with it. And I've got 2 more stock ones sitting over there waiting to get the same treatment.
Right there, if you can pick them up on the camera. Yeah, right there.
And I like the one with the RCB so much that I'll probably do the same thing with those guys. Just a fun little blaster to use. So I think that's about it. You'll be seeing updates on my Raven soon, and then some contracts.